So I did cover Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger. Hopefully I got that name right. Coming to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. And then I covered Wicked Twisted's removal, and I thought, okay, I'll just cover, all these coaster-related things from now on because it's something I enjoy doing. But I kind of fell out of it after that. But I want to jump back in. So I'm going to jump right back in talking about Wonder Woman Flight of Courage, which is coming to Six Flags Magic Mountain in summer 2022, which, knowing Six Flags, probably means very late in 2022 or possibly 2023, but this thing will open eventually. What I think is funny right off the bat is that if you look at the trains for this ride, they look pretty much identical in terms of the aesthetic design to the trains on Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster over at Fiesta Texas, whereas the track layout for this ride is almost identical to Jersey Devil coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. So this is basically like shoving Six Flags' two previous Raptors together into one ride. But anyways, as I just said, this is a Raptor model manufactured by Rocky Mountain Construction. I've never ridden an RMC Raptor, so it's going to be hard for me to really judge the ride experience, but basically this is their single rail model where you sit single file, so a very unique ride experience all around, and they've kind of split this up into two segments, rather intentionally or unintentionally. You have the smaller Raptors that are more compact and they pack a bigger punch, and you have these bigger Raptors that are a bit more drawn out. They don't pack as much of a punch. They offer what I'm going to say is almost more of a hypercoaster style ride experience, it appears. Not necessarily B&M hyper, they're probably a little bit more intense than that. They feature some inversions and stuff, more like a modern hypercoaster, like a Mock Rides or something kind of designed. So it's a different ride experience than the smaller Raptors, and that's what this is, just like Jersey Devil. But for those of you unaware, Six Flags Magic Mountain is in California, and it is Six Flags' I don't want to say largest park because I don't know what their actual attendance figures are. I didn't look that up, but it's definitely the one that they like to pour the most money into, and it currently has the most roller coasters of any amusement park in the world, and this will be their 20th coaster. And so hopefully, now that they have the 20 mark down, they can chill out a bit and Six Flags can pour a little bit more money into some of their other parks that probably need investments a little bit more than Magic Mountain does. Now, at the same time, I still feel like this is going to be a great addition to Magic Mountain. I feel like it's a type of ride experience, Magic Mountain, that doesn't really exist at Magic Mountain right now. Some people may fight me on that, but I feel like it does provide a unique experience and it'll complement the park really well. I just feel like there's a lot of other parks that could have used even a coaster smaller than this before Magic Mountain really needed this, but I understand they wanted to get to the 20 mark and they wanted to hit the 20 mark with a bang. They didn't want to hit the 20 mark with a kiddie coaster or something. I really appreciate that the name for this ride is Wonder Woman Flight of Courage, and the reason I appreciate that is because, not that I care anything about the Wonder Woman theme, it's that is a unique ride name. Six Flags likes to pull things like Goliath, where you have rides that have nothing to do with each other, completely different ride experiences with the same name, and that is so dang confusing. I don't mind rides that are exact clones to share the same name, like you have Batman the Ride and all the B&M invert Batman the Ride clothes share the same name. That makes sense because I know what I'm going to get out of the experience. Now, Six Flags Fiesta Texas naming their SNS Free Spin Batman the Ride, that's stupid. And there's a whole, I guess it is a whole of overused names like Vortex. That one drives me crazy too. I was really worried when it was rumored that this coaster would be themed to Wonder Woman, that it was going to have a different track layout than Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster at Fiesta Texas, and it was going to have the same name, and that was going to be confusing. Some can argue it's still confusing, but I think it's inevitable that Six Flags is going to slap superhero themes that are similar onto rides that have nothing to do with each other, as long as the name's different. That's what I'm looking for here. This is inevitably going to get compared to Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, as I've already said several times in this video, and rightfully so, because they are both RMC Raptors. They're the same ride model from the same manufacturer. They have basically the same trains, and it looks like they have the exact same color scheme, the red supports with the yellow track color, which I'm not really a big fan of. I mean, it's growing on me the more I see it, but I still don't love it. Overall, again, these are very different rides. Golden Lasso coaster at Fiesta Texas, it's going to have a bigger punch to it from what I can tell. This ride is going to be a bit more drawn out. It's going to be mostly feel like a completely different type of ride. Also, I like that it has the Wonder Woman logo at the top of the lift hill. That's a nice touch that this Fiesta Texas Wonder Woman coaster does not have, although for some reason it almost looks more like a Whataburger logo than it does a Wonder Woman logo, but I guess they really wanted to emphasize the fact that this is not a McDonald's French fry coaster. The main point of criticism this ride's been getting with coaster enthusiasts is that it's a near copy of Jersey Devil at Six Flags Great Adventure. And by near copy, I mean the ride layouts are pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is that on Wonder Woman Flight of Courage here, the station is offset. So on Jersey Devil, the station is perfectly in line with the lift hill. Here you take a right-hand turn out of the station to the lift hill. After that, the ride is exactly the same until after the brake run. On Jersey Devil, you have a few airtime hills, but then you go straight into the brakes, whereas Wonder Woman here has an extra airtime hill and then a turn to the left into the brakes since the station is offset over there. And that adds about 300 feet to the ride. So it literally is just Jersey Devil with an extra airtime hill. Oh yeah, also it's a foot taller. It's literally 1 foot taller than Jersey Devil because Magic Mountain wanted to say they had the world's tallest single rail coaster. So that's just Six Flags these days. They want to break records still, but they don't have the money to do it, so they're going to come up with the really cheap ones, like one-upping one of their own records by a foot. But anyways, I really do not mind this being a Jersey Devil clone. People say Jersey Devil was disappointing, but I feel like that's because they went in with their expectations about 20 notches too high. Every time I watch a POV or a rider cam video online, I still think it looks like an incredible ride. Save judgment to when I actually ride it or Wonder Woman here, but it looks pretty incredible to me. I don't really have a problem with it. Also, they're on completely different ends of the continent. One's on the East Coast directly, one's on the West Coast directly. The number of people that are going to go to both Six Flags Great Adventure and Six Flags Magic Mountain and are going to remember the rides and make the connection that they're almost exactly the same. Like, the only people that are going to do that are coaster enthusiasts, which make up a very small portion of Six Flags' attendance, so they really don't care. So yeah, I'm not really going to jump into exactly what I think the ride experience is going to be like, because it's just Jersey Devil. Go look up videos of Jersey Devil. There's so many videos of that because it's actually been built and open. People have actually ridden it. See what people say about it that have actually ridden Jersey Devil, and that's basically what we're going to be getting here. The difference here is that this is kind of built, I don't want to say the middle of the park, because I have no idea what Six Flags Magic Mountain's park layout is like, but you can see there's paths that go all around every part of it, whereas Jersey Devil is a little bit more offset into the woods, so it's going to be a different experience in that regard. So Magic Mountain claims, I'll read directly off their website, as guests enter the ride queue, influenced by Greek architecture and featuring tropical landscaping, they will be immersed in the story of her life and how she obtained her superpowers. That's straight from the source. But looking at the images here, I see the tropicalness, but nothing about the queue and station area looks like super Greek architecture-y to me, and my fear is that they're gonna pull a normal Six Flags of just some random posters in the queue that say like Wonder Woman yay, and that's gonna be it. No matter what happens with the station and the queue and everything, it will still be a fun ride, but I'm a big advocate for theming, not necessarily Disney Universal style theming every time, but really just giving some atmosphere to a ride I think can really change everything. I talk about Mystery Mine a lot in a lot of my amusement park vlogs recently, because I feel like Mystery Mine at Dollywood is a ride that really shows the power of theming, and the fact that that ride would absolutely suck if it sat on its own, but because of how it's themed, it's one of my favorite rides at the park. And I was excited to see that at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger, that is quite a mouthful, just like this ride, seemed to have a bit of decent theming going into it. This, I don't share the same kind of confidence looking at these pictures. But honestly, just the stature of the ride, I'm not a fan of the color scheme, but just the stature of the ride, how it's built, I think it's going to look great on the Magic Mountain skyline. The more I look at these pictures, the more I feel like it just works in this park. It really does. But that's about all I have to say about Wonder Woman Flight of Courage coming to Six Flags Magic Mountain in 2022. Looks like it's going to be a pretty fantastic ride. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing that I'm going to get like super excited about. But if you're somebody that lives near Six Flags Magic Mountain and goes there a lot, like, be excited. I think it's going to be a pretty fun ride. And I feel like it complements the park very, very well. And I think it's a suiting 20th coaster. There's this thing in the coaster enthusiast community recently where people don't seem to understand a ride doesn't have to be one of the best rides in the world in order to be an awesome addition to the park. This is not going to be one of the best rides ever built, but it's going to be an awesome addition to Magic Mountain. And in my opinion, that works. Just hopefully the theming in the queue line is better than a few posters, and that the Greek-inspired architecture that they're talking about here actually makes it into the final design. Also forgot to mention, this ride is apparently coming with a remodel to the 6-acre DC Universe area of the park. And apparently there's going to be a new restaurant and new retail locations selling DC merchandise involved with this renovation. And that's about all the details they give. We don't even know what kind of restaurant this is, but based on what Six Flags has been doing recently with retheming areas of the parks, they seem to be doing a decent job and actually making it feel like a decent, experience and not like the Six Flags. So hopefully we can expect the same kind of thing here. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. And otherwise, I'll see you guys later, hopefully very soon.